Laman Kapatid, welcome back. I want to share a story with you. So the other day at work, we were talking about video games, and one of my coworkers, nothing against her, but she mentioned that you still play video games. You have a lot of time on your hands. Kind of, I can sense the judgment there. She said she wasn't judging, but you're judging. But that's the older generation. See, I grew up with video games, and video games means so much to me, especially Horizon. Um, Huge sentimental value was Horizon for me. It got me through a tough time. Couple years, so 5 years, 5 years, no, 3 years ago, I was working at the hospital, and unfortunately, I lost my job, and I was breaking down mentally. I was spiraling out of control. I had just gotten married. I was 2 weeks wed when I lost my job. So, of course, all the stress, finances. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then once I eventually landed a new job, I got back into gaming again. And I remember specifically Googling, best games of 2016, 2017. Because before I played Horizon, I was playing The Witcher 3. That's a story for another day. And I saw Horizon, got a lot of reviews and everything, so I bought it. I bought it on eBay, bought it online. I buy all my games on eBay. I'm a huge cheapskate. I never buy the games at launch or brand new, but I might for the new Horizon game because I want to show its support because it has that much effect on me. Anyway, back to my story. We were talking. I work where I work. There's a lot of different age differences. The older and younger, and there's a couple fellas there that play video games. So I could definitely relate to them. Every time we talk, that's usually the discussion that we have. And the older people, they don't play, so I don't want to say they feel excluded, but they just can't relate as much as we do. So when I mentioned that I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to give that a shot, uh, coworker of mine, younger dude, he was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. What are you doing and everything?" And then another coworker of mine of the older generation, she made those statements about how she couldn't believe that people get paid to stream video games, and she knows that you have a lot of time on your hands. She kept saying that you have a lot of time on your hands to be playing video games, and she has a point. A lot of these games, I'm a huge fan of open world games, so you can imagine how long it took me to beat this game because I looked for all the secrets. I traveled all around the map looking for everything. I didn't want to miss anything. That's just the kind of gamer I am, especially when I'm invested in such a very good video game. I've been trying to convince my coworker who is also a gamer to play this. But he's a gamer, but he doesn't like open world or games that take too long. He's a fan of the Final Fantasy franchise. He just keeps talking about that remake. I never played that, but I don't know how long it is. Apparently, the remake was cut short. He's still in the process of beating that. So if he can't beat that, he definitely can't beat something as long as this. But I told him that if you just play through the story and kind of ignore the side quests and everything, which I don't recommend, but I'm just trying to convince him to play the game. You know what I mean? So if you play the story, you'll get it. You'll beat it pretty quickly. But so we'll see. I'll keep pressuring him to do that. But I want to talk about how much video games mean to me and everyone in general. I joined a Facebook group called Verizon Hero Dawn, Zero Dawn, excuse me, slash Verizon Forbidden West. I can give a link there. And it's just so nice to be part of a community that can relate to you, that have such a passion for games and specifically the same game that I love so much. There's a lot of different groups out there groups for different games, and then there's just groups in general. So I belong to many different groups: Horizon, The Witcher, Pokemon Go. I'm a huge fan of One Piece. Uh, so yeah, but games have a huge impact on me. I don't drink, and I don't smoke. Um, I just always been, I've never, liked it. But video games for me is my getaway. It's my antidepressant. It helps me with my anxiety. If I'm feeling stressed, I just pop in the game, and I play that. I can lose myself for hours, especially games with replay value, especially with Horizon Zero Dawn. I've beat this game so many times, and I just don't get tired of it. I can keep playing it constantly, and I'll still enjoy myself every time. That's how you know a great game was made. Guerrilla Games did an amazing job making this one. It was a huge knock up. it was good to see, like, was it first party? What's the term where it's not the same game over released in different consoles? This is a brand new game. There's no other game that was like that when this came out. So I'm super excited for the new game to come out. They just released a trailer about a 2021 release date, so that'll be fun. I look forward to that. But yeah, I've been through some tough times, and I know all of you can relate to. I also wanted to say a huge thank you for all the support. For my first video, you guys seemed to like that, and were just as super excited as I was reacting to the trailer review for the second Horizon game. That was pretty cool, very heartwarming. I like that. See, that's what I like. We need more of that in the world right now, especially with everything going on. Yeah, I'm just rambling on. I apologize, but I just wanted to share that story with you guys, even though it was pretty short. But I want you guys to think on that and show me, you please tell me your experiences and how you can relate, because I feel like there's a sense of judgment to video gamers from people who don't play video games. I plan to play video games for as long as I live. I'm going to be 80 playing video games, and hopefully, by that time I've made something for myself, and you guys have enjoyed my content. I've left a legacy, toot my own horn there, but hey. But, I grew up playing video games, get me through some tough times. I'm just repeating myself now, but, that's how it is. There's just a passion, if streamers and, esports, that wouldn't become a thing if there wasn't that, clientele. We were talking about the fact that people will pay to watch someone else play video games. I'll never do that, because I'd rather play the game myself, experience it for myself. A lot of the esports is like, League of Legends and Dota 2 and Tower Defense. I'm not really into that. And they have other stuff too, like the fighting games and stuff. I don't watch that because I played the games. I know there's thousands of players, millions of players who are better than me out there, and good for you. They managed to make a livelihood out of that. That's pretty cool. Super jealous for that. But I hopefully want to get there one day, at least do a little side hustle on that. But the point that we made was, what about regular sports? Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, all kind of stuff. You are essentially watching someone else perform something, play something. How is that different than video games? Watching someone else play a video game can be just as entertaining as watching someone smack each other. It's essentially the same. You can watch someone. Okay, here's a topic of discussion. Would you rather watch real football or watch as a gamer? Okay, as a gamer, would you rather watch real football or watch someone else play video games of football? You're probably gonna say both because they're both pretty cool. Huge Seahawks fan, yay, represent. But the concept is there. You are watching someone else perform while you're enjoying them performing. It's the same thing with watching someone else play video games. It's not everyone's bread and butter. It's not, it's not there's something for everybody, and that's just not something for my coworker, and I respect that. I think again, it comes from a different generation where you go to work, you go home, you raise your family, you go to sleep, and you go back to work the next day, and you repeat. You enjoy life on the boat, retirement, you go traveling and stuff like that, buying stocks, multiple cars and stuff like that. That was just their traditional American, dream or livelihood. Now, video games become more mainstream. Countless media out there, and yeah. Video games have a huge influence on my life, and I know it's got the same impact on you guys as well. So I apologize for rambling. I just wanted to share that story with you guys. If you want to see more, please leave a comment in the video below. Feel free to comment and share your stories with me, please. I would love to hear that. We can maybe discuss it and chat a little bit about that and share, if you're having some trouble or some things you want to get off your chest, please feel free to talk. I'm a good listener. I've always been told I'm a good listener. I get told at work that people like the sound of my voice, not to toot my own horn, but I do have a pretty soft voice, so I'll soothe you. with some advice and emotional support. So yeah, you guys take care. Stop fighting. Keep gaming. Be safe. Aloha.